Buddy, did you know someone's been watching you through your Ring app for the past 2 months and Ring never let you know that it was happening? Yeah, neither did I.
You have a Ring camera, you're going to want to listen to this. So all Ring cameras apparently got hacked on May the 28th.
My Ring camera got hacked 2 months ago on May 28th.
Everybody's Rings, their like Ring camera got hacked on May 28th. Like a mass hacking. Here's ours. None of these are our devices. None of them. On May 28th at 7:56 a.m., all of these signed into our account. I've for sure never got on my Ring from a Safari. From another comment section, I saw somebody said that they've already contacted Ring about this and they were on the phone for a really long time and Ring was not able to provide them any information with why this happened, where the devices came from. Nothing. They said, we'll call you.
Pay close attention to this because this happened to me. I'm sharing this because this happened to me. I went on, I checked my Amazon account and I had a login. I had two-factor ID on. I am big on security. Keep watching this and we'll talk about it in a minute.
Be back in a few days if we can figure something out. This makes me nervous. If anybody knows how to deal with this, also go check your account. See if any device is logged in on May 28th at 7:56 in the morning. You just go to your control center, just click control center, and then from there you're going to click authorized client devices, and then all the devices that have been authorized to access your account will be right there. If you do it, let me know how many devices were logged into your account on May 28th, because I had 8.
I went and checked my account, totally had the exact same thing. I'm gonna put those pictures right here. Because of being on YouTube, I am always worried about being hacked. I go through all my passwords constantly. I have every form of internet protection you possibly could think of. And I am super paranoid about it. But no matter what we did, I don't know whether it came from internal or external. If you know anything about this, comment down below so we can learn about it. We're all trying to figure it out. Everybody on TikTok, all my friends, we all got hacked. We're trying to figure out what happened. Listen to her story right here of her personal account.
Let me just do a quick story time on these Ring cameras that we used to have, because I think there are a lot of people that have no idea that this happens. So we were a Ring family. We had the Ring doorbell, we had the whole alarm system, and then I purchased 2 of their Ring indoor cameras that I was using as baby monitors. And then we were paying for the subscription so it would hold all of the footage like in our dash. So if something happened, we could go back and look at it. So a couple weeks ago, I got my oldest down for his nap. He got up at 5:30 and this was now 12:30. So I'm expecting this to be a long nap, okay? So whenever he's napping, I just turn up the Ring live dash so I can watch him, because he's never been a great sleeper. Like, he always wakes up. And I mean like a bad sleeper as in he would wake up every single night and then he would be screaming and he'll just like run into our room, or he'll run downstairs to get one of us. So whatever, I'm watching him on the live camera and this is only like 30 minutes into his nap and he just like gets out of bed. And he's just standing next to his bed and I can see he's talking, but I'm on the phone with somebody so I can't like hear it. So it's only like 5 steps from where I'm at. So as I'm walking over there, I can still hear him talking, but I can't hear what he's saying. And as I'm slowly opening the door, I can hear him say, "No, I don't want to." And then he's like crawling to get behind this huge lounger chair that we have in his room. And I'm just thinking, this is so strange. Like, he's got to be having a weird dream or something. So at this point I go in there and I'm like, "Hey buddy, like, what are you doing? Why are you going to hide behind your chair? Like, what's going on?" And at this point he loses it. Okay, he's crabby, he's only slept 30 minutes, full-blown meltdown. Okay, so once everything was under control and the kids were good to go, I go back and I'm looking at it because I'm like, I wonder why he got out of bed. Like, is he really a sleepwalker or what happened there? And y'all, I'm not even joking, there was somebody talking to him on the camera. Someone woke him up and was telling him to go hide behind his chair.
Just thinking about this right here, what would you do in this situation? I've always wondered about this. I think about it all the time. I cover up every camera that is connected to the internet in my house. More on that later. What would you do if somebody was talking to your kid through your camera, through your TV, through your MacBook, through your Ring camera? Wild.
The sheer like panic that I had when I realized that somebody woke him up and was having a full-blown conversation with him and telling him to do something, I freaked out. So now it's like 1 o'clock and I'm at home with both my kids, and the fear is starting to set in that a man's voice was talking to my 3-year-old kid on his camera. So obviously I called my husband. We just kind of wrapped our head around what was actually happening and we went, how long has this been going on? And let me just go over like the craziest thing about this, okay? So my kid, he doesn't go to bed by himself. Like we don't do the cry it out method. So every night my husband and I, one of us will lay in bed until he falls asleep. So whoever this male is that is watching, watches us put him to bed and then waits for one of us to get up, lets him sleep for a little bit, and then we'll wake him up. So I went back over a month and a half and I looked at his nap time and his bedtime, and just about every night or every other night when he would wake up, it's because this person was talking to him. You know, when this first started happening, they would just like say his name and he would get up, and then my kid would just freak out and he'd start crying and run out of the room. And I think because he got away with it for so long, he started getting progressively more and more frequent and just doing it more often. And when I was looking at the Ring footage, he kind of got smarter with it. So he would like turn this noise on so I couldn't hear his voice as clearly. And I knew when he would do it because the noise would start and then he would say something and then the noise would shut off. You know, we first contacted Ring and we were like, hey, how did somebody get access to our account? Like, were we hacked? Did somebody hack the Wi-Fi? And Ring was basically like, no, that's not possible. There's no way that would ever happen. And then we did call the police and they started an investigation. And when I was telling the cop that came over about the situation, he literally had like doubt. He's like, I mean, I'm not saying that that doesn't happen, but I've never heard of it.
You know, our bank accounts got hacked and liquidated. And I tried to tell law enforcement about how it happened, and they all looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, I don't think y'all understand the level in which cyber crimes are happening. And other than federal law enforcement, there's nobody really to stop this stuff.
I had at least 10 at this point where I could show him somebody was clearly saying my kid's name on the camera and talking to him. You know, at the end of the day, the investigation went nowhere. They said that they can't do anything because there were no laws that were broken. So that went nowhere. But I'm just putting this out there because I had heard of people having their cameras hacked, but I was like, there's no way that that's going to happen to me. And it quite literally happened to me. And the uncomfortable feeling that you get as a parent knowing that there's an adult talking to your child in your home and has been like watching him for who knows how long. I'm just gonna end on this. If you have Ring cameras, get rid of them. After we got rid of ours, I went online and I looked it up, and Ring is basically the easiest security system that you can hack.
So what do you think about this? I went on mine, I checked on it, and I saw I had been hacked. And I had two-factor ID on. The only other option is to put an authenticator on it, and then everybody else in your house can't get on it. This means that it has to be internal. And I posted on social media a couple weeks ago that there was a massive hack. And if you follow me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, I said go and change all your passwords. And I did. I think it was like 60 million people's stuff had been hacked. Everything between Apple, I think it was Amazon, Google, etc. They didn't really tell us much information other than there was a massive data breach. And I went and changed everything. I spent an entire day changing all my passwords. And then all of a sudden this happens. And there's really nothing you can do when it's internal. Two-factor ID. That means your bank accounts are not safe. And I've been saying this for many years because ours wasn't safe and they hacked it. Whether you're safe, your spouses might be compromised, and there's many zombie accounts out there where you've been hacked in a situation like this and don't know about it.
I just saw a video about how Ring doorbells were compromised on May 28th, and so you should go into the authorized devices and see if anybody was logged in. I had 3 new devices, 2 different Pixels and a Google Chrome account that is not connected to us, only logged in May 28th. We only have the one camera, so it's like, it wasn't a big deal for us, but there are people that have indoor cameras. And I was like, oh, this might be a hoax, this might be whatever. Nope. I went into my settings. I would have a screenshot, but I immediately deleted them because I was like, I don't want this here. So, passing along the news, check your Ring doorbells, check your authorized users, because
I don't know how we could have protected ourselves any more than Amazon. Protect yourself. Ring, protect it. Because, I mean, we can't help that our kids are being watched by some hacker in another country. And NSA, shame on you. If this actually happened and they were spying on everybody in the country on May the 28th, why hasn't there been a statement put out by the DOD or NSA or Homeland Security? Like, why is a YouTuber and a bunch of TikTokers talking about this? And Ring, you should come out and tell us about this. Yeah, I get it. We all know it's probably not the most safe, but it's a product that we bought that we are trying to protect our families with. Luckily, none of my cameras look at anything, but if you have one looking at a desk, looking at a safe, looking at a backyard, it's recording everything and anything you're saying. Siri and all these others, like, look, Siri just lit up when I said that. They're all recording everything. And if you have any type of crypto keys on your desk or any type of passwords are on your desk, they're sitting there crawling that. I want to add, also they went and looked at all of your previous downloads. Everything your camera has looked at over the course of the entire time your account has been storing this information, they've seen it. You should be really mad about this. They have seen however many years of backlog of stored video you have, they've seen it. You should be really fired up right now because they've seen it all. Whoever it is, whether it's the government, foreign nation, or just a group of hackers. And then, did they download it? Did they store it? I don't know. They probably have some type of a bot that's crawling all the video that they're capturing. And they're looking at your patterns of going and coming and what kind of car you driving. And do you have any guns? And are you a soft target, hard target? Is somebody going to try to break into your car? Who knows?
Hey, did you know someone's been watching you through your Ring app for the past 2 months and Ring never let you know that it was happening? Yeah, neither did I. I just saw a TikTok earlier today. Actually, it was just a couple minutes ago. And I was like, there ain't no way. Like, you know how people do stuff for clicks and tricks and everything, you know, so they can get paid? Absolutely not. They're watching you. Not even kidding you. My cameras are only outside my house, right? So they know what vehicles I drive, what time I go to work, what time I get home, when I go to the grocery store, when I go to the gym, who lives here, everyone's names, how big they are, my dogs, their names, and how big they are. They literally know everything that happens on the outside of my house, including what my property looks like and how they can access it.
Next thing you know, your Tesla will just get up and drive out of the driveway and take off down the road.
I'm having trouble hearing you.
Look at that. See? Shut up, Siri. Perfect example right there. Let's get on to the next one. Everybody's freaked out. I'm freaked out. And if you know more about this, comment down below. I have right now, my camera on my computer is covered by a piece of paper. All my cameras are covered by a piece of paper if they're attached to a wireless device. Have you ever just saw your TV come on and go off in the middle of the night? I see it all the time when I'm sitting there with Little Jack. I'll see the Vizio come on, blink, and go off. And there's a reason why TVs are so cheap. It's because they're data mining you. Your data on your TV is worth more than you purchasing the TV. Why do you think Walmart bought Vizio? They want your data and your info and your habits, and that's what all these people are doing. That's what Amazon's doing to you. I mean, it's like pick your poison. Your voice sounds like. The other day, the bank wanted me to record my voice for another point of authorization, and I was like, look, my voice is all over the internet. Can you not do that? Like the amount of bots, the people that call you and hang up when you said hello, 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 and then they hang up. That's what they're doing. They're recording your voice, and then an AI bot will just recreate it, and they'll use it as a password. It's shocking how far behind a lot of these banks are with this stuff. They can clone your cell phone number. They can clone your number. They can clone calling you from another number. They can clone your voice. They can do all these things. They can clone your cell phone, then call people, or get your two-factor ID, then get into your account. They can screen record you. They can do so many things. And it's shocking that 0 day has not happened. I'm not saying, I just wish the NSA, DOD, Homeland Security would be more on top of this, because they know. They probably saw this come in and go out and didn't tell anybody. And we've all been hacked for this long. It's infuriating.
If you have a Ring camera, you're going to want to listen to this. So all Ring cameras apparently got hacked on May the 28th. I just found out about it today. So I'm watching a TikTok. A girl says that they all got hacked. She starts explaining it, tells what to do. I went and checked, and yeah, mine did too. The way you find out is you open up your Ring app, then up on the top left there's 3 bars. Click on that and then go to Control Center and then Authorize Client Devices and see if you have an unknown device from May 28th. I luckily only had one because mine's outside, so I guess they just saw the cats coming up and down my driveway and didn't care about it. But all of the people that had them in their house, to watch pets and stuff, had 4, 5, 7. One lady even said that they were talking through her Ring camera to her pets, watching her in her home through her cameras. And why haven't we heard about this? This happened back on May 28th. All of us still had it on there. And apparently Ring is staying quiet about it. They're not saying anything. When we contacted them, they just told us to delete that extra device off of there like it was no big deal. What? One person's...
And where did all that data go? Where did all your intimate moments go? Some data miner somewhere that who knows what Isn't that wild?
What?
And this has happened before. Okay, this is not a new thing. It happened years ago. They didn't tell us. Allegedly happened years ago. I don't want to get sued by Amazon or Ring, but this is all allegedly. I don't know. Like, this is allegedly. I'm just saying it was on my camera. All these people had the same thing on their devices. So what are we supposed to believe other than somebody else is in our devices that wasn't supposed to be there? Allegedly.
One person's...
You should always be careful with being recorded and cameras everywhere. Because everything, I mean, everywhere you go now, there's a camera on every corner. And then people will get mad at you if you're recording in public as a YouTuber, but they don't realize above every one of their heads is a camera recording something at all times. If you're in public, you're being recorded. Fact.
My Ring camera got hacked 2 months ago on May 28th. More than likely yours did too. I'm going to show you how to do it. Open up your Ring app, go to the control devices or control center, go to authorize client devices, look at the date for May 28th, early in the morning. If you have that, someone also hacked your account and has been watching your videos ever since.
So how do you feel that somebody's been watching you this entire time? Whatever camera you have in your house, you should second guess that now. But I don't really think that we should look at it as never do them again. Look at them as, look, they're all hackable. And somebody's probably watching it. So if you don't want it to be seen or whatever, then take that into account. Also, not a lawyer, but they're all subpoenaable. Okay, so if you've got cameras in your house and there's a wreck or something at your corner, that judge or whatever is going to demand the password to all your cameras. And they're probably going to look at all your information. Just FYI. Think about that too. So there's a catch-22 on everything. Do you want cameras to protect yourself? Which my Ring cameras are very valuable for the safety of my family. I just also know that they can be hacked. And all they really saw of mine was some grass. Some grass and cars going by, you know? But I do know they know your patterns. They know everything about you, what kind of car you drive, which that's all public information. Everything's public information now. So you got to just be careful.
If you have a Ring camera or you're thinking about getting one, you should stop and listen to this. So I think it's super important that I share my story. I have had indoor Ring cameras for quite a few years, and I regularly use them. I use them to check on my animals if I'm at work, check on my cat if I'm out of town for the day, check on my toddler if I'm in another room. But last night, something happened that I have always kind of feared could happen, but I had asked several people, including a family member who works in like security, IT, security tech, whatever, for the government. And he's like, no, they're really good about their security. Like that's not going to happen to you. So last night there's one in a room, and I am standing behind it, outside of its view. I'm talking to my toddler. We had just finished a FaceTime call with a family member, and she wants to call them back and say bye again. She always does this. It's an endless cycle. Call them bye, call them bye, call them bye. I said, no, we're not doing that. It's bedtime. We're getting ready to go to sleep. She starts crying. And then this surround sound, loud background, like fuzzy noise comes on. And it is a sound I've never heard before. And definitely not from anything that I thought, like a toy that she has or the TV. It was the weirdest noise ever. And then all of a sudden, I hear a voice come over it. And it starts talking. And I start walking very swiftly into the room that my daughter is in. And as I'm walking, I can hear the voice say, "It's okay, little girl, stop crying." So I fling myself in front of the camera. I'm distraught. I'm like, where's that noise coming from? What's happening? Where's that coming from? Is someone talking to you? Asking my daughter this. Not prompting her to say anything, not prompting her of what was talking to her or what they were saying. But she does tell me. I say, where's that coming from? She said, the camera. She's 3. The camera. I said, what did it just say? She said, it told me that it's okay, I can stop crying. So I turn around in anger and swiftly unplug that. Go and unplug all the other ones in the house, change my password to my account, and then file a complaint with Ring. But I want to know how many people this has happened to. because I am unwell. I did not sleep last night. I am angry. Like, where's the security? I loved having that so that I could look at my home if I was even gone for the weekend. I'll never have that again because I will never feel comfortable with having a camera in my house again.
There's one thing if you hack me, okay? It's my fault. There's another thing when you hack the company. And of the many times that my stuff has been breached, it's been the federal government, FBI, some type of security clearance I used to have, the local gas company, the local power company, the local Amazon, Target. Most of the time the data breaches are the companies themselves. The bank. The time our bank accounts got hacked, they convinced the bank to change our passwords from another place. So I'm like, at what point is it on us versus on them? And I feel like there's got to be some type of class action responsibility here because we didn't do it for the most part. And that's frustrating. You put an authenticator on it, what else you gonna do? It's really hard to fight this stuff. You know, I hope they fix this. I hope we can learn from these things, but I will tell you this. Be prepared for everything to be hacked, everything to be compromised. Whether it's the government doing it to you, this could have completely been an NSA spying on everybody at one time, implementing a bot and getting back out. It could have been a hacker, a Russian, a foreign entity, anybody doing it. It could have been whoever made the product itself hacking in from somewhere else. We don't know. And that's my question. I hope somebody out there could watch this video, could comment down below and give us some knowledge on how to protect ourselves from this other than authenticators, YubiKeys, password changes, password apps. That's about all we can do. And at some point, it's the company. Like banks, these banks are so far behind the curve that I don't know how a 0 day doesn't happen on the banks. They really need to up their stance on it, and I think they've chosen to just pay the insurance than to protect the system. It's across the board just a real pain. And I hope that this doesn't keep getting worse, but I think it will. But that's all I got on this video. I wanted to bring this to your attention that this is going on. You need to go and look at your own account if you have a Ring product, and you need to call Amazon and complain and make sure they tighten this up for in the future, because this is very scary. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. On to the next one.